All right, welcome back. Another week, another episode, another special episode. We're getting into the groove of things. It's been a week since our last upload, and I'm glad to be back. I really am thankful to be back. Haven't lost the motivation just yet. Definitely was looking forward to this all throughout the week. But yeah, no, first and foremost, want to shout out Diana. She did an amazing job. Very professional, great. Just amazing guest to have. We actually stayed a little bit after shooting that episode, just catching up, in between all of us. So it was really good. I'm very glad and excited, especially to, get more guests, get more people that I just think seem interesting or have a cool, backstory, life story, whatever the case may be. Also, with that, a lot of shout outs. Shout out to all the people. Let me pull up the list. Shout out to all the people who shared it. So that would be shared the TikTok or Instagram reel. If you commented, if you, send me a message, definitely. Tamaris Melkor, shout out. Robert, Bobby, my boy Bobby, Diana, Ari, and Brandon. Shout out to you guys, supporting the local podcast, the local, scene. Thank you. All your messages means a lot, and your shares greatly appreciated. As always, thank you. That's honestly why I do it. So people can interact with it, interact with me. But yeah, thank you. Shout out to all you guys. I don't want you guys to go unseen. Let's get started. Let me play our intro. And yeah, we'll get into it. Woo! All right. That's enough intro for you guys. But back again, this weekend, crazy. And you know what? I don't know if anyone else is super excited about the rest of the year going on. I am just super excited, sport-wise, family-wise, podcast-wise. A lot of big things are happening in the podcast world, in the comedy world. But the rest of this year, I think it's going to be a good one. Keep my hopes up. Always positive, staying positive. Looking at the rest of these months with, the mentality of the glass half full. My bad. So we got World Cup coming, right? Any of the soccer fans out there? World Cup is coming in November. Get that right. Let me double check that. But yep, November 21st. We are starting off with one of the biggest soccer tournaments in the world. So that is super exciting. Also, brother, shout out to my brother as of right now. He's having his wedding here in 2 months. So that's another, big time to see family, greet people that I don't always see all the time. So super excited. We about to get lit. I will say we still need to go to our bachelor party, and I hear it's going to be good. But yeah, we got 5 groomsmen. We're going to be partying it up. And if you, would be down to party, shit, I'll post those details later on privately. If you know me personally, then we can most definitely get you on. But yes, excited for my brother's wedding. It's gonna be his first wedding, hopefully his only wedding. I'm very hopeful for that. But what else? What else we got? UFC this last weekend, crazy turnout. I don't know if any of you guys watched it. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to watch it, but I saw it was one of the, first time some of these things happen. But let's take a deeper dive into what happened this week. We all had to go get fitted for suits, right? So first and foremost, we went to Men's Warehouse, my man, and oh my goodness, just one of those situations where it went so bad that when you look back on it, it's like it's just funny to think back on. But we, it's five of the grooms, man. We needed to go get fitted. We made an appointment, and as soon as we get there, the guy that attended us, he said, "You know what? I can only take two of you guys for doing a fitting, and unfortunately, you're gonna have to send the other three guys home." And we were like, "What?" We thought we had read everything, or we were told the right information, and from then there was a confusion that this associate, the person that worked at Men's Warehouse, thought we were renting these suits, and in reality, we were gonna buy them. So apparently, they have some weird contract or rule where if it's rentals, you can only do two people. You can only fit two people at a time. So we cleared up that situation. We try to have a good time out of it, and then we start the process, right? And then all of a sudden, as we get to, putting suits on and trying them out, see how they feel, it comes to a time where, the guy has to fit us and actually measure our lengths so that we can get them tailored and what do they call them? Adjustments. So they can do adjustments. And so he ends up very funny. He has one of the groomsmen up there, and they're measuring his cuffs, and this guy looks up at him and he goes, "Hey man, does that look right?" To one of the groomsmen, he's like, "I don't fucking know. You're the one that's supposed to know." So that was our second red flag for that day, and it turned out that guy didn't know what the fuck he was doing, and we obviously five guys. It's gonna take a while. We were expecting that. It took us 4 hours to get fitted and do all of our, or 3 hours, 3.5 hours, I'll say. Give him the benefit of the doubt. 3.5 hours. We were in the store getting fitted, but when it comes to checkout, everyone's bill comes out to like over $500 when originally we got quoted on 380, 390, almost $400. We got, $150 more than what we were, quoted on. So we left the store just shocked. We were like, what just happened, dude? Like, first of all, the guy didn't know what he was doing. He had to call in backup, and then after that, to check out, it took us like a 45-minute wait because there's only two people on the register. Oh, just an ordeal. So, my recommendation, if anyone or anyone has a special event and needs to get fitted, get a suit, our recommendation, what we're gonna do, definitely buy the suit online, buy it from JCPenney, Macy's, any of those stores, those department stores. Order it, buy it, let it arrive, and then take it to go get adjusted. That's the easiest way, we think. We're going to find a place where we can get it, custom fitted so it fits all of us. We don't look like, the uncle that, or the person that their uncle gave us the suit and it's all baggy or it's too long or, we all want to look presentable. This is going to be in the pictures. So anyone that's looking for graduation, well, I guess not right now, but, later down the line when you do graduate or anything like that, I would stay away from those big stores. Just saying, I didn't have a good experience. We've never really had a good experience with them. But yeah, that would be the recommendation. All the guys just, we were all so pissed. We got, overcharged. Our time was just not spent well there. A little bit of a rant, but that guy, and the worst part about it all was the guy, he wanted to be personable, which, I applaud him for that, but at the end of the day, if you don't know what you're doing, call for help. Don't take on a project like that. It just, you produce a better product. I feel like you produce a better product, a better, service for the customers. So, yeah, definitely Men's Warehouse. Don't want to call the specific store out, but, I think it should be a sign for them to, step that customer service or even the trainings for all of your, employees up, because, whoo, it was just rough. Definitely rough. Yeah, oh yeah. Definitely an experience. But coming off of that, we went to go to the bar. We got a couple beers, and we started watching the football game since football season is here. Uh, any of you fantasy football participators, that's fun. Like, from what I hear from my brother and all of his friends, it sounds fun. It sounds like something I want to get into this next year. And even in the Premier League, there's a fantasy football or football, whatever way you want to take it. Definitely sounds fun. It definitely takes a lot of commitment, but it's one of those things that you got to do once in your lifetime. At least in my opinion. Get a bunch of friends, 10 guys, make your own league. I don't know. It sounds like fun. I want to do it next year. Hopefully I can join in. But yeah, a lot of big news this weekend. Unfortunately, we heard Queen Elizabeth II, I believe. Second or third. I don't mean disrespect, Queen. Rest in peace. You're over there con el pirata de Culiacán. Saludos. Rest in power. But yeah, it's sad stuff, Someone's grandma passed. Shit. Pero todos los memes, all the memes out there, fire. All y'all just went ham on these memes, bro. It always seems like then when there's a major event, we gotta clap back with the memes. World War III, Russian Ukraine, memes, meme revolution. It seems like that's a trend. We can't take shit seriously. Not anymore. Shit's fucked up. But yeah, unfortunately, her time came. She's not missed. Can't really gauge that just yet. But just respects out to her. That's someone's grandma. So don't be too fucked up out there, but continue sharing me the memes. They're hilarious as fuck. And then going on top of that, UFC 279. Now, holy shit. What happened? Dana White, what the fuck is going on, man? Yeah, press conference, press release, just went crazy. No control over the situation. We didn't know what was going on for a whole day, for a good 24 hours. We didn't know what the fuck was going to go on. And then they end up switching the fights. So, originally, Chimaev, Nate Diaz, Ferguson, and Lee. And then D-Rod and Holland. Those are the original main fight card, lineups. Ends up switching all around. Chimaev versus Holland, Nate Diaz versus Ferguson, D-Rod versus Lee. Who would have expected? I think this is the first time ever in history that this has ever happened. In UFC history, where they had to rearrange all of the fight cards. But it ended up working. Dana White, quick on his feet, also had to think about his business. keep the show running or lose all that money in contracts, deals, all that stuff. But no, yeah, definitely quick thinking on Dana's. So definitely big applause to him that he kept the show, kept it running. Although I didn't get to see it live, unfortunately, it was definitely a pretty good, maneuver. But like he said, hopefully this never happens again. Because, again, there's a lot of expectations. Chimaev, Nate Diaz, those are the two fighters that we wanted to see. Um, but no, yeah, definitely a good fight. Nate Diaz won. Ferguson held his ground. I think believe 5 rounds. Chimaev and Holland. That was basically the main fight card. It kind of switched around. Well, it wasn't, but everyone expected that's the fight that everyone wanted to see. So it was just one of those fights where it's like, damn, someone got their shit rocked out in the first round. Chimaev, definitely a great fighter, and came out to perform. Holland, emotional, I'm guessing, and just came out too strong. Was too vulnerable. Something out of those aspects. I definitely want to rewatch this fight. I'm just waiting until ESPN Plus, releases the replay after a certain amount of time. But definitely the highlights, all that whole story of what went down. It was definitely entertaining, to say the least. It was definitely entertaining. The way they managed the situation, definitely great. Would we want to be in that position once again? Probably not. You're toying with a lot of people's emotions, a lot of, people's money as well. I get it for all the people that, put their bets in. I don't know how that works, but, yeah. So, definitely a good fight card. I would love to, get more involved in this sport in UFC because this is my first, kind of, what would you call it? First experience or first kind of like being introduced into the sport and knowing what's going on. So definitely would be interested in seeing how this sport actually works and what are the actual parameters because like Nate Diaz, I was watching some of the Nate Diaz what was it press pre-fights at the weigh-ins. He was talking about how fighters are meant to be warriors and at the flip of a coin it may come time to be you may have to fight someone that you're not expected to. And in reality, or, out of what I think a well-rounded fighter would be is someone that's just prepared to fight, any opponent. Although, at this level, at this sport, it's like you're training for a specific set of, opponent, but still, Nate Diaz kind of covered that perfectly over, if you really want to be a warrior, the top G. You gotta be prepared to fight anyone at a moment's notice. So definitely interesting. Nate Diaz will be looking into especially the brothers, looking into their history of they are and why the fuck you shouldn't mess with them, because that's usually the consensus that I get from the Nate Diaz brothers. But no, yeah, though definitely saw a lot of different stories come out. But another sport definitely got into, you guys should check out US Open. Holy shit. Tennis, never thought I'd like it. Never thought I'd be into it. I watched the set between, or match, sorry, match between Alcaraz and Sinner. I believe Sinner is Italian, Alcaraz Espanol, from España. Woo, it's an entertaining sport to say the least. Although, the points in the match and the sets, all that can get confusing. Just a quick search on YouTube or, online, you already know the whole game. Definitely, these guys are like athletic. They're moving from all sides of the court, front to back. It's just, woo, It's a dope ass sport. Um, you gotta be agile, which is like different, and just like with fighting and tennis, you gotta be an endurance. It's an endurance sport because you gotta be thinking quick on your feet at a moment's notice. There's no time where you can be like, okay, let's do this strategy. Like football, nothing against it, but it's a very strategic game. Very, very strategic game. And here in tennis, you're worn out and you got to think about the best way to use your energy and the best way to, go against your opponent to tire them out more. Since, the match that I watched with these two, it lasted for, I believe, 2 or 3 hours. Yeah, a plus side of 3 hours. And these guys are just going back and forth, double point or a deuce to deuce back ties. Oh my goodness, it was just very entertaining to watch, to say the least. These guys were, putting on a show for sure. But yeah, I think that's if if I had the ability to be able to train and become a professional athlete in any type of sport or any like realm of sport, I think I would choose an endurance sport. Mainly, like even, well, I wouldn't even say endurance, but where you gotta be endurance. You gotta use your mind throughout the entirety of the game, just like like these sports, because you're not only using your physical body, but you gotta be able to still be thinking on your feet. It's not just being able to make your body last. I don't know. You gotta still have endurance and strategy throughout the whole game. So yeah, definitely those sports. I don't know. They just, I don't know whose mind can last the longest. That's basically what the idea of the game or the strategy of it. Who can stay fresh on their feet for the longest point to make the right decisions and not let their mistakes add up. Which I guess you could say that for a lot of sports. You can argue that for soccer, but soccer, it's a little more collective. So there's a lot more things. If your defense is acting up or their mistakes are adding up, there's not one player that can change that. But with tennis, it's like you're your own team. And I'm speaking about singles, obviously. Doubles is a whole different monster that haven't even unveiled. But tennis, definitely will be checking that out. And yeah, would recommend, and with the focus. But yeah, these guys are just whew, crazy guys, super athletic. Just that's what sports are all about. They're trying to see what the limit is, what the possibilities are of the human body. Yeah, I was also looking into the World Cup. Holy shit. We are rearing you know, its head. It's coming in September, November, October, right? It's September. No, it's September, October, November. Yep. So, 2 months. 2 months, guys. Just roughly 2 months to the day, till we get some world class soccer. Um, Definitely, if you're a Mexico fan, it's a little, eh. But yeah, let me actually. Now that I have them pulled up, there's obviously 8 groups. Um, the Group A, there's Qatar, Senegal, Netherlands, Ecuador. Group B, England, Iran, USA, Wales, Scotland. Okay, so there's also in some of these groups there's still teams that need to face off and be put into their groups depending on certain things. Obviously, I'm not, as you can tell, I'm not well versed on all this stuff. This would be more for my boy Vincent. Um, he's a sport king. But no, yeah, definitely excited to be watching the World Cup, getting back into that groove. And I kind of want to do. I don't know if everyone else is interested, but doing some of those brackets. I don't know if they do those just like in March Madness. You buy it $5 a pop, get a bunch of people, see what their World Cup bracket's gonna be, and whoever gets it right on the head gets the money, or gets the pot, or I don't know how they decided, but I would definitely be interested in doing that. So if anyone has more insight into that, or I'd probably be doing some of that stuff, some of that research as well. But yeah, it's definitely gonna be an exciting final year, or turn towards the end of the year. Exciting, and we are actually working on getting a good friend of mine here from school, to get on the pod. Definitely an inspiration to me. So things are moving in place. Obviously, this is a little bit shorter of an episode, but just checking in, seeing what the hell's going on, seeing what the opinions on my spiels in my side of the world. But what else? I was gonna mention something else. Oh, also, welcome back to all the students. As I forgot to, shout out all the students going to college. Yeah, let's start it off on the right foot. Let's keep moving forward, and I'm also currently, getting off of my classes right now. So I've been busy, but never too busy for you guys. So yeah, if there's anything else, we should be heading out. Short episode, not too topic heavy. I need to get a little more influence. So, and also sorry about this last week. I had a little bit of problems with my publishing software. It stopped trying to publish my video in the middle of the night. Don't know what happened. Super pissed. But I got the video up a little late. Forgive me. I'll try to do my best. But from here on until the end of the week, I'll be editing. Also, DU men's soccer season is starting, or they already started. It's already underway. I'm going to be going to one of the games this Friday, so super excited for that. Getting ready to do all that jazz. And then, definitely getting back to, seeing my family. As always, shout out to all my peoples, Bobby, Giovanni, Jose, gotcha, all my brothers. And yeah, shout out to all the people who shared the last episode. Definitely, y'all rocking. We're going to keep on rocking. We're going to be here every week, every Sunday. Keep on sharing. And I'll just keep providing content, But yeah, solo episodes are going to be done usually if I don't have, a guest, that is willing to come in and do a couple recording sessions with me, or if, my week is pretty stacked up. So definitely stay tuned. I will try and reach out to all my people by the end of this month. Try and get them on, and if not, we'll get them on for the second season. As we only have 4 episodes to a season, we're coming up to a close. This is going to be our 3rd episode. So this is the season pre-finale. Next week's going to be the season finale. And yeah, we're going to do a little check-in, see how we're doing, and see how we can improve. But definitely shout out to all my peoples. Shout out to all you who watch, listen, tuning in for the first time. Thank you, and thank you. We'll keep working at this. But yeah, peace.